Welcome back to another episode. Today, I want to take a closer look at Nvidia. More importantly, the company did share two kind of updates to the healthcare market and the automotive market that we saw in the GTC events. So, I want to take a closer look at that. And there's also a few other news impacting the overall stock that I think investors should know about. So, let's take a closer look in today's episode.
I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
So we can see just quick look at price action for the day. Nvidia was down roughly 2.5%, sitting at $925. The stock is killing it with a market cap of $2.3 trillion. I always laugh, and I feel like I don't mention this enough, but look at that dividend yield of less than 0.01% at the moment. If we take a closer look at stock price year to date, the stock is up over 92%. Even with that overall drop, we are very close to the 52-week high and even the yearly high right now. So really, really strong for Nvidia investors right now. So the first thing I want to take a closer look at is here on March 26th of 2024, so earlier today, Nvidia kind of shared a blog really talking about its medical devices and how it's transforming the healthcare hardware market with its AI solutions. Before I take a closer look at this blog here real quick, I want to remind investors that I do have a video that came out about 2 weeks ago, which is Nvidia's biggest market opportunity is just beginning. And it's a 16-minute video where I take a closer look at almost all the solutions that Nvidia has in the healthcare market and why this market is such a big opportunity for Nvidia in the future. So if you haven't watched that, make sure to check that out after this video. But here in the overall blog post, we do see that the future of healthcare is software defined and AI enabled. And they mentioned that around 700 FDA cleared AI enabled medical devices are now on the market. That's more than 10x the number available in 2020. So we can kind of see this kind of overall growth in AI hardware solutions. And obviously, as large language models, as AI products continue to get better, we're going to see more of these technology companies using Nvidia solutions one way or another, being their hardware, being their software, being their AI solutions and infrastructure solutions. During the blog post, they did mention a lot of big companies, like, for example, leading medtech companies such as GE Healthcare are using Nvidia's technology to develop, fine-tune, and deploy AI software-defined medical imaging applications. They even talk about other big companies, some private, some public, some startups as well, that are using Nvidia solutions right now. There was also a really big one that's kind of getting a lot of attention, and that's Hippocratic AI. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that name, but it's AI agents that are nurses, right? And you can go to their website, hippocraticai.com, and you can see how these virtual nurses are used really well for kind of a follow-up of an appointment. So if you go to their website, I definitely recommend taking a closer look at this 2-minute video that they have, where you can see Linda here calls a patient 3 days after being discharged and kind of talks and follows up on their diet, on the medicines that they should be taking, any questions that this patient might have, kind of more instructions from the doctor in general. And they mentioned that this is estimated cost of less than $9 an hour. So we can kind of start off here how these follow-ups are really focusing in the healthcare market, but I'm pretty sure there's other scenarios where you can kind of have a health kind of a follow-up agent, AI agent, respond to a customer one way or another, being maybe kind of fixing your auto. I mean, I think there's so many different places where you can kind of have these AI agents, and at the end of the day, most of them are probably going to be built behind NVIDIA's AI solutions. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and definitely, if you are new to NVIDIA to some extent, or just AI in general, taking a closer look at startups, these startups usually have quick 2-3 minute videos, and it can kind of open up your mind to see, hey, yes, look, this technology can be used here, but now I can kind of foresee it being used in this market, in this market, in this market. And that gives us the ability to understand future investment styles and where maybe we can kind of keep a closer eye out for future investment thesis. Before we go any further, I just want to say thank you all for the amazing support we are getting in this channel. We're closing into 40,000 subs. That is insane. So if you haven't and you are enjoying the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. Finally, if you want to support this channel a little bit more, check out my special offer at fool.com/Jose. Now back to today's episode. Now, the next thing I want to take a closer look at are some reports. We are hearing that an Nvidia partner is planning to build a $4 billion investment in Indiana. And this is a South Korean memory chip maker. This is also known as SK Hynix. So for those that are not familiar, SK Hynix is the one that provides some of the memory used in Nvidia's AI chips, like the Blackwell, like they provide that high band HBM3 memory, right? So they're one of their biggest customers for that. So one of the things NVIDIA is really trying to improve their overall supply chain solutions. So this bodes well for the future. It is important to remember building these types of investments, and the investments hasn't been confirmed yet, but at first it helps understand that, hey, look, a lot of these companies are still planning to invest in AI. So it can kind of give some confidence that, look, hey, AI is here to stay, and there's still many, many years of growth opportunity. If not, big companies like this wouldn't even think about investing billions of dollars elsewhere. The second thing it kind of shows us is that, hey, look, NVIDIA is continuing to improve its supply chain solutions and supply chain headwinds. Unfortunately, though, I do want to remind investors that building plants, especially advanced manufacturing plants, either being for advanced packaging, either being for manufacturing of chips in general, usually takes up a long time. And they can take either between 3 to 4, maybe even 5 years before they are operational. So when you hear things like this of new facility plans starting to get investments, we probably won't get actual results from them until maybe 5 years from now. So always remember about the timeline and how long it takes to build a lot of these manufacturing facilities. Now, the next report we have is Qualcomm, Intel, and Google join hands to come for NVIDIA's plan on dethroning CUDA through One API. So for those that are not familiar with One API, this is kind of Intel software solutions that is considered open source. And you're able to kind of use various kind of hardware solutions, CPU, GPU, and the FPGA market. So it seems like a lot of players might be hating on NVIDIA and its strength with CUDA, and they're trying to find other ways to kind of improve or reduce their dependency of NVIDIA solutions. I mean, this is pretty interesting to see. I don't think we're going to hear anything crazy, and I don't think NVIDIA is going to lose its dominance anytime soon because of the overall strength of its GPU solutions, its hardware solutions, and not just that, right? The software solutions, the infrastructure. NVIDIA is a platform company, and they have mentioned this, and the overall value that they bring is insane. So it's something that I think we should keep a closer eye on, but as an NVIDIA investors right now, it's not something I am completely worried about. Now, the final thing I want to take a closer look at is the automotive segment. But before we get there, guys, I just hit 39,300 subs. We're so close to 40,000. This is probably the best place you're going to find any advanced AI chip news, being NVIDIA, being AMD, being Intel, and any other player out there on YouTube. So make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. So on March 25th, yesterday, NVIDIA also kind of released more of a compression of everything they announced in the automotive space, which I think is very important, as the automotive market is one that I believe is going to grow dramatically within maybe the next 5 to 10 years. And very similar to this AI craze, it's going to kind of come out of nowhere. There's 3 markets I'm super excited for NVIDIA. The healthcare market, which I talked about earlier today, the autonomous market, and a subsection of that is the robotics market in general, in forms of like humanoids, other types of robots that right now, if we take a closer look at NVIDIA's revenue, it's such a small portion of this company's business. But within the upcoming years, that can change really, really quick just how we saw the data center market. So some of the pretty cool solutions is first, generative AI in the data center and in the car are changing the way we're seeing experiences in vehicle. And the new Blackwell GPU architecture is being integrated into Nvidia DriveThor. For those that are not familiar with Nvidia DriveThor, this is the kind of brain that a lot of companies are using in their vehicle for autonomous driving. So Nvidia makes chips that become the brain of the car. So now they're going to integrate, obviously, NVIDIA's new architecture with Blackwell, which is going to make this chip really, really strong for AI solutions like large language models and other types of AI solutions that can help out with things like autonomous driving. We do hear of a lot in a lot of big companies. For example, BYD, which is the largest electric vehicle maker, announced that they're going to use and drive Thor as the AI brand, a brain for its future fleet, but they're also going to use NVIDIA's AI infrastructure and cloud-based AIs for development and training. So this is why NVIDIA is a platform company, right? Not only do they provide the hardware, they provide the infrastructure software that can be used for a variety of solutions here in the automotive space. Here they mentioned some of the latest NVIDIA-powered vehicles displayed on the exhibition floor at GTC. A few that caught my attention, right? First, Aurora, which is a self-driving truck already on highway of Texas. Lucid Air is using it for its long-range electric sedan. You have Mercedes-Benz, which is using it for their concept vehicles right now. You have Polestar that's using it for their Polestar 3. Volvo cars are using it as well. And WeRide, which is a robotic, autonomous robotic bus, is using it for urban mobility in Singapore. I think in Abu Dhabi, it's also being used right now. So this is pretty interesting, and why I believe that the automotive market is still going in a right direction. They do mention that, hey, look, there's some great advancements in lidar right now, and some of the big companies focusing that space are Luminar and RoboSense. If I may be, I may be wrong, but I think Luminar might be a public company. Luminar stock, maybe not. Let's see, Luminar stock. Yeah, I think it's ticker LAZR. So I'm not saying go out there and buy Luminar, but we can definitely kind of from Nvidia itself learn of different types of market opportunities that exist in the space right now, as this is a market Nvidia believes can grow dramatically. So we can use Nvidia as kind of a screener to find new investment opportunities. Maybe in the future, I might take a closer look at Luminar and kind of see its overall balance sheet and its overall growth opportunity. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick update on Nvidia. The ones that really excite me was just more discussions on the healthcare market. Like I mentioned, definitely check out that video here on Hippocratic AI. And again, I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that, but you can kind of see how healthcare agents are in action thanks to generative AI. And it can kind of give you it can open up your mind to say, hey, look, these are other markets that we can kind of see the solution enter in. So take care, have a good day, and see you guys next time.